right?
We don't know yet. Riley Maddox, I'm sorry. We all know.
Well.
I didn't know we didn't tell you. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, Riley Maddox.
Matchup one way or the other. Just kind of take me.
Yeah, just looked at it all and thought it worked best through all three games. It was, I think first, you want to be, take it one game at a time, which everybody would imagine. But a lot of the, I think, splits and things that you look at are similar to all three clubs. So we thought it was the best way, looking at all three clubs, that we might end up playing.
How are Mormon and Nichols doing?
Good. Nichols threw a bullpen yesterday. Ironically, I didn't see him today, but he'll be in a training room this afternoon. As I said earlier in the week, I'd be surprised if both of those guys aren't on the field in some capacity. Now, what that looks like, I think it's still the day-to-day. So Nichols hadn't thrown through yesterday. See how he recovers from that, see what he looks like the rest of the weekend. Mormon, better, but it bothers him. He's in a brace, but he's come a long way. He's taken BP all his swings the last couple of days. He's shagging balls in the outfield, but if you watch real close, you can see there's a limp there. And watched him run to the through the bases yesterday. It was better than we thought, and so each day he keeps continuing to get better, and that's what they say it will be. So we'll have to see.
Is there pain at the plate too, or is it just running around?
Say it again.
Is there pain at the plate too? Or
no, I don't think it bothers him swinging.
Okay.
It's more running and cutting.
When you saw that live, did you think you'd probably lost a player or two in that?
I didn't have a great vantage point of it, and I think when the outfielders run into walls or run into each other, one of the signs is when they don't get up. When they get up, they get to a knee, they move quickly. When they stay down, it gets scary. And so you don't know. I had no idea, and really the kind of, we can laugh about it a little bit now, is Ryan out there originally. So it was his left knee now. So his right knee he was holding, and you could see on the pants where they were a little torn, and that's where the collision was. But when he said he could stay in, and we said, okay, you're gonna have to run a little bit, all of a sudden his left knee went out. And so when they saw it in instant replay, that's really where Humphrey landed, was on that knee, and put it in an awkward position. So again, you don't really know until you get out there. You don't know about heads, and fortunately there's no concussions or anything like that. And I've obviously Mormon got the brunt of it, but that's not to say Humphrey's felt great all week. He's kind of felt like he's been in a car accident as well.
Carlson said it's been like a tale of two different seasons for him, and he kind of hinges that after a conversation that y'all had. What have you seen in the back half of this year from him?
Just, he's a kid that obviously, performed really well before he got here. He had a great fall, but I thought, in the beginning of the year, he was a little tentative, which can happen. It doesn't matter sometimes, where you've been or how much success is, when you're at a different place. And but just, he's pitched with a lot more confidence. Obviously, we've talked all year about Joel. The stuff is ticked up even from the fall. But I think the biggest thing is, his aggressiveness, to attack the hitters, which looks more like how he attacked our hitters in the fall, and just body language and attitude. And he's been terrific. You're right. The second half of the season, he's been unbelievable for us.
Were you expecting to get an elite defender in Humphrey when he comes in out of the portal?
No, and that's sometimes it's that corner outfield bias, to be honest with you, and really when you're looking for a bat, it's it probably, and it's hard. I mean, how do you there's not a lot of data out there in college baseball on outfield performance. I mean, I knew we didn't think he would be it would be negative out there, but you can see how comfortable he is out there, and as you watch him take routes after balls and how easy he makes it seem. He's not your prototypical guy that's running a 6'4", 6'5", 60 that can fly in the SEC in center field, but he gets to a lot of balls and he makes a lot of plays, and he makes a lot of plays look easy.
this portal class as a whole. It's like you guys hit on so many gyms. I guess just overall, how'd you do it?
Just great decisions by the head coach. Sometimes you got to push everybody aside and just take the rope yourself. No. It's recruiting, and sometimes you do hit it, and sometimes even when it looks like you missed, you might have not really missed. It just takes a guy a year or two. But in the era of the portal, you need kids to impact immediately. I thought a lot of credit, and I say that jokingly, but a lot of credit's got to go to Carl Lafferty and the portal. Not to go way down that path today, but it changes, and it changes from week to week, and what guys you're getting, and what guys are still out there, and what guys are available. In last year's portal, we knew that we needed some impact hitters, and so the choice was to go after some older guys, risk a little bit in the draft because a lot of those guys may have not made it here, and signed 3 in the outfield, 3 guys from Power 5 schools that have had success at this level, and it was a good plan and it worked.
Good.
Thanks, Mike.
Good.
Appreciate it.
All right.